Hey everybody, it's Craig Fitzgerald from BestRide.com. I am here at Ness and Fuel. We're excited for the Barrett-Jackson Northeast 2017 auction, which is coming right up around the corner. And we've got 5 cars that we're really excited to see at this year's edition of the auction. First one's a 1984 Pontiac Grand Prix 2+2 prototype. These are really interesting cars. They didn't really get a lot of attention when these cars were new. The A-bodies from the 80s weren't really the most collectible cars, but now as time goes on, cars like this, the Buick Grand National, the Monte Carlo SS, and the Olds 442 from this era are all starting to pick up in value, and this one's particularly interesting because it's a prototype. Next up's a 1967 Oldsmobile 442 W30. This is the car that was made for me. I love these cars. Everybody likes the 68 to 72 version, a little rounder. I like these big slab-sided cars. This one's a 4-speed. It's got a 1-year only vented hood. It's got plastic inner fender wells. It is an awesome car, and I'm really excited to see it when we go down to the auction. Next up, we've got a 1974 Yamaha MX250. This is a dirt bike. I don't think I've ever seen a dirt bike go across the stage at Barrett-Jackson, so I'm psyched to see this one go, and I think it's indicative of how collectible these dirt bikes from the 1970s were. The Japanese motorcycle industry dominated motocross in the 1970s, but everybody thought these bikes were throwaways. This one wasn't, and it got preserved, and I'm really excited to see how much it's going to sell for when it goes across the stage. Next up's a 1967 Amphicar. This is neither a good car nor a good boat, but it was the only car you could drive to the lake and then drive right in it when you got there. 67 Amphicars are not plentiful. They rusted like crazy because they were in the water half the time. Every single time I've been to an auction, these sell for giant money. And this one's particularly interesting because it's mostly original. So the interior is original, the original gauges are in there. It looks like it may have had a repaint at one point or another, but this is a pretty original car that should bring some decent money. Next up, we've got a car that I have absolutely no interest in. It's a 2002 Lamborghini Murcielago. The reason I think it's interesting here is because it's probably at its lowest value in its history. So somebody who's going to come along and be interested in a car like this at auction may be able to pick up a car like this at a fire sale price. I'm Craig Fitzgerald from BestRide.com. We're going to have tons of coverage on Ness and Fuel from the Barrett-Jackson auction. Make sure you stay tuned.